October 6, 2018, the night that set the record for the biggest MMA pay-per-view event in history, with 2.4 million buys in the US alone. UFC 229, Khabib versus McGregor. This was one of the biggest events of the year, and it didn't disappoint. Fans are still talking about this classic and controversial event, and we don't expect them to stop anytime soon. Today we take a look back at the best of these historic fights from UFC 229. This is Ultimate MMA. Waterson versus Herrig. Everybody was holding their breath to watch the notorious Conor McGregor take on Khabib. But first we had the privilege of witnessing strawweight Felice Herrig take on the karate hottie, Michelle Waterson. Felice Lil Bulldog Herrig made a name for herself as an excellent striker, but also demonstrated that her ground game is nothing to joke about, while Waterson's background in martial arts gives her an equally versatile toolkit. Both women had fought some of the best in the UFC to get to this point. This fight was a great opportunity for each of them to prove their competitors to keep an eye on.
Break. 3 minutes.
Right
over and out to go in round 2.
And there's that round kick again. Man.
That kick is powerful.
She's slick with it too.
She needs to keep throwing it.
Oh, very nice. Look at that. Michelle Waterson.
There's the throw she's been looking for the whole time, and she does it with overhand.
Big shots by Waterson.
It was a close fight, but in the end, the karate hottie took the win with her speed, technical skill, and powerful strikes. Lewis versus Volkov. Derrick Lewis is known as one of the funniest fighters in the UFC. No, we're serious. Check out his Instagram. But the Black Beast isn't all punchlines. Lewis packs a heavy hit and he planned to unleash it on challenger Alexander Volkov.
That's what he said. Wow. So let's see what happens here.
He got tagged. Front kick to the body. He's hurt.
That body shot hurt him.
Volkov's all over him.
The knees and the teep kick to the belly already hurt so bad.
Lewis loads up, nothing doing there. Strong start for Drago.
Early on, Volkov landed some heavy strikes, but Lewis was able to weather the storm. By coming in strong and putting the pressure on, Lewis got Volkov to the ground with a huge overhand right, beasting his way to a TKO win.
Beast! Lighting up Las Vegas!
Unbelievable!
Whoa!
He knew he had that punch.
Exactly what we were saying. That is exactly what we were saying.
He hit so hard.
I'm here with the winner, Derrick Lewis. Derrick, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand. You came into this fight the #2 contender with that knockout. You're absolutely one of the top guys in line for a shot at the title next. So tell us what you think about that.
I need to sit my black down and do some more cardio. What you talking about right now? I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. Not with no gas tank like that.
Listen, Derrick, you're one of the most entertaining guys in the sport. Congratulations on an amazing victory, and thank you very much for a really, really entertaining fight.
Ovince Preux versus Dominick Reyes. These two strikers faced off in a technical and calculated contest.
A near 3-1 favorite, haven't necessarily been following his career trajectory.
Oh!
And there you see how dangerous OSP is too.
Yeah, from that southpaw stance, there's that powerful left kick.
Don't forget, he's just as strong as Reyes, hits just as hard.
After taking an elbow to the face, Ovince Preux was bleeding profusely. Reyes literally smelled blood and went in for the kill. Dominick knocked OSP to the ground and the horn sounded, leaving everyone confused whether or not Reyes got the knockout.
What is going on here?
So Preux gets back to his feet, and thereby it will go to the judges' scorecards. If he was unable to do so, it would have been a TKO at the end of round 3.
That's ridiculous. That was the end of the fight.
At the end of the day, Reyes was given a win by unanimous decision, but if you ask him, he'd probably still say it was a knockout. We'll let you decide. Ferguson versus Pettis. Not long after recovering from 2 torn knee ligaments, one completely off the bone, Tony Ferguson got back in the ring for a bout with Anthony Pettis.
Tony Ferguson back on that UFC canvas for the first time in about a year, taking on Showtime Pettis.
Right off the bat, Pettis started punishing Ferguson's leg. It wasn't long before the damage started to show. But Ferguson wasn't about to let a severe injury stop him.
The question is, did he give himself enough time to recover from the surgery?
And he did no physical therapy. He took his recovery into his own hands, none.
I don't know what to say about any of that. I honestly have no words for that.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Despite a stumbling start, Ferguson stayed dangerous by keeping the pressure on Pettis. Pettis would come back in round 2 with a swift right hook and a takedown.
Yeah, he's chewing. Oh!
He's hurt, and that's one thing about Pettis. He can finish anything. He's on him. He's on him.
He's attacking the leg.
Oh, Ferguson bleeding bad here, busted open.
By the time they got back up, both men were covered in blood. The round ended and it was clear something was wrong with Pettis. The lightweight broke his hand in an earlier round and was no longer able to fight. Ferguson was handed the victory despite his brutal and recent injuries. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. Now it's time for the fight we've all been waiting for. The lead up to this fight was a lot of trash talk from McGregor, and Khabib was ready to make the Irishman put his money where his mouth is.
All right, let's do this.
Well, if you bet that the fighters would not touch gloves, cash those tickets, and wherever you are in the world tonight.
From the get-go, McGregor's strategy was clear. Put the pressure on Khabib. But it wasn't long before the notorious one was on the ground taking damage. Khabib seemingly took round 1 after a few grounded pounds.
Let's see what he does with it.
Exactly the start that Khabib Nurmagomedov was looking for in round 1.
By round 2, we were expecting McGregor to rebound with that classic counter-strike. Instead, we saw McGregor go down thanks to a huge right hook by Khabib. The two exchanged knees and were quickly back up. But Nurmagomedov knew he had a superior ground game and took McGregor back down to the mat.
He goes back and forth, and that's what's made Nurmagomedov the best. That right hand.
Wow.
What an entry by Nurmagomedov, and now he has McGregor up against the fence.
Oh, big ground and pound.
And Khabib said he wanted to make Conor suffer.
He also said he wanted to change his face. This is one of the scariest things I've ever heard a person say about a fight.
There's the choke.
He's got it. It's under the neck.
There it is.
Nope, it's on the chin.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Khabib secured his title with a choke. But the action wasn't quite over for UFC 229. Nurmagomedov started screaming at McGregor's corner and jiu-jitsu coach. Soon he jumped the fence and started coming after him, in what might be the most unsportsmanlike response to a win we've seen. Security tried to quell the altercation, but all hell had broken loose. One of Khabib's teammates jumped into the octagon to get a shot at McGregor. Fights broke out in the stands. Let's hope in the future the action stays between the bells. In the end, Khabib didn't get the belt put on his waist, as is tradition, but did keep the win and championship. While it ended on a less than professional note, the fights alone made this event one of the most classic and historic events in UFC history. What are your thoughts? Should there be a McGregor-Khabib rematch? Discuss in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that subscribe button and bell icon to keep up with the best of mixed martial arts. Until next time, this is Ultimate MMA.